Good morning. Here is the news at 10. First, the highlights. Lagos State Government commences enforcement of e-collapse system to tackle traffic by articulated trucks along Lekki-Epe corridor. President Tinubu tasked service chiefs to end Benue killings. On the foreign scene, President Trump warns Iran over strikes in United States. And in sport, former Super Eagles captain Sunday Olise frowns at appointment of foreign coaches. Now the details. I am Dele Agadumo. The Lagos State Government is set to commence enforcement of a technology-driven e-collapse system effective today due to mounting traffic pressure caused by the increasing volume of articulated trucks along the Lekki-Epe corridor. The Lekki-Epe axis, which hosts critical investments such as the Dangote refinery, Lekki Deep Sea Port, and several oil and gas installations, continues to witness a surge in industrial and commercial activities. With only one major exit route in the area, this growth has intensified congestion concerns. In a recent interview, Lagos State Commissioner for Transportation, Oluwaseun Oshiemi, said an increase in the number of trucks plying the axis necessitated the introduction of the e-collapse system, while emphasizing the urgency of proactive traffic management measures. He explained that the e-collapse system is designed to prevent chaos on the roads by regulating truck movement using a structured scheduling framework, stating that under the new regime, truck operators will be required to register online and upload their authority to load ATL documents. Oshiemi said only trucks that are validated and cleared will be granted access to designated truck parks, where they will await an electronic call-up notification before proceeding to their loading destinations, stressing that the process is aimed at reducing illegal parking, improving traffic flow, enhancing security, and safeguarding road infrastructure along the busy corridor. The commissioner said the initiative marks another bold step by the state government in its commitment to transforming transportation and logistics management in Lagos, especially in fast-growing industrial hubs like the Lekki-Epe axis. Lagos State Government has urged residents of the state, especially those living in low-lying areas, to be on alert because the intensity of the rainfall already experienced, many areas will encounter flash floods. In a statement signed by the State Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, the state warned that the forecast gathered from the state's weather stations for the next few days has geostationary imagery showing thunderstorms and widespread convective rainfall with dense cloud cover. Wahab said the geostationary imagery means, in simple language, that many areas will experience very heavy rainfall and flash flood, which the people have been alerted about earlier in the year. According to him, all areas that are abutting the rivers and lagoons in Lagos are also at risk of experiencing flash floods, which may come with high currents. He cautioned all residents who may not have serious businesses to conduct outside their homes during the rains to tarry and wait till it subsides before they go out to be able to determine the intensity and how to prepare. The commissioner also advised parents to watch over their wards and school children, many of whom are still on midterm holidays, so that they do not go outside to play in the rain or swim in the flash floods. Wahab also reiterated the earlier warning to motorists and pedestrians not to wade through floods, as there is a tendency that vehicles may be submerged and people swept away with such heavy flood. A magistrate court sitting in Bolade, Oshodi has sentenced a 52-year-old Nigerian returnee from Canada, Morufudin Idowu, to 3 months imprisonment for crossing the Ojota Expressway, resisting arrest and assaulting a Kai officer in the process. Morufudin Idowu, who pleaded guilty when the charge was read to him, was subsequently convicted for the offences and sentenced. Reacting to the conviction, Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Tokumba Wahab, warned that the state will not tolerate any attack or acts of aggression towards any of its operatives on lawful duty. He reiterated that all such operatives would be protected with the full force of the law in the discharge of their duties. Wahab expressed optimism that the latest conviction will serve as a deterrent to everyone, that social status or standing will not be a determinant of the application of the law. Lagos State Government, through the Lagos State Blood Transfusion Committee, has commemorated the 2025 World Blood Donor Day with an impactful awareness walk, a youth-focused blood donation drive, and a grand extravaganza event which drew hundreds of passionate volunteers, youths, and stakeholders from the state's blood transfusion ecosystem. The Give Blood, Give Hope, Together We Save Lives celebration kicked off with a fitness walk around the Bagada community with volunteers, health advocates, including members of the Nigerian Red Cross and Medical Women Association of Nigeria, holding placards bearing bold blood donation messages as they marched through the rain-soaked streets. Speaking at the event, Executive Secretary of the Lagos State Blood Transfusion Committee, Bodori Oshikomaya, emphasized the importance of consistent voluntary donation, calling blood donors heroes whose contributions cannot be overstated. Oshikomaya applauded the selfless act of voluntary blood donors who save lives without asking for anything in return, saying their actions are noble and their impact immeasurable, and also stressing the need for sustained collaboration between government, healthcare providers, and the public to strengthen the state's blood donation culture. She urged citizens to demystify the blood donation process by visiting the LSBTC facilities to witness firsthand how blood is screened, stored, and distributed. Also speaking at the event, Kushofe Divisional Head of the Nigerian Red Cross Lagos Branch, Benjamin Agoro, commended the Lagos State Government and the Lagos State Blood Transfusion Committee for their sustained efforts in encouraging voluntary blood donation and dispelling myths associated with it. Now to the rest of the stories. President Bola Tinubu has directed security chiefs to implement his earlier directive to bring lasting peace and security to Benue State. According to his spokesman, Bayo Ononuga, the president renewed his order in the wake of the latest round of reprisal attacks that led to the death of many people. Tinubu charged Governor Hasif Alia with convening reconciliation meetings and dialogue among the warring parties to end the incessant bloodshed and bring lasting peace and harmonious coexistence between farmers, herders, and communities. Describing the killings and the bloodletting as inhuman and anti-progress, President Tinubu called on political leaders and community leaders in conflict areas to stop fueling the crisis through unguarded utterances and statements that could further inflame tensions. And the House of Representatives Committee on Constitution Review is set to convene a high-level legislative dialogue on national security architecture in collaboration with the Office of the National Security Advisor, ONSA. The event with the theme, Nigeria's Peace and Security, the Constitutional Imperatives, will take place at the National Counterterrorism Center, Office of the National Security Advisor, Abuja. House spokesman Akin Rotimi said the event is expected to bring together Nigeria's top security brass, including National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu, Chief of Defense Staff Christopher Musa, Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun, Director General of Department of State Service DSS Oluwatosin Ajayi, and Director General National Intelligence Agency Mohammed Mohammed. Also expected in attendance would be legal and political experts, civil society organizations, community leaders from frontier regions and lawmakers. The dialogue is part of the House's strategic efforts to address Nigeria's complex security challenges through constitutional reform, particularly through legislative instruments such as HB 617, a bill proposing the establishment of state police and the restructuring of the country's law enforcement framework. The Senate has assured Nigerians to look forward to the reform of the electoral system and review of the 1999 Constitution, among others, as the second half of the 10th National Assembly kicks off. Leader of the Senate, Okoyemi Bamidele, stated this to commemorate the midterm exploits of the legislative institution. According to him, the lawmakers would prioritize reforms of the country's electoral regime to ensure every vote continues to count, guarantee good governance, and make participation in the electoral process more interesting for decent and innocent citizens. Reflecting on the Senate's midterm exploits, Bamidele spoke on how the institution had leveraged the instrument of strategic engagement to carry out its constitutional mandates in enacting legislation that stabilized the country's fiscal, monetary, and political environments. He assured that the bills would carry out far-reaching reforms that would eliminate structural inefficiencies in the country's tax administration and boost investors' confidence in the domestic economy. Now to foreign news. United States President Donald Trump has warned Tehran not to strike any U.S. target, just as he lauded Israel's offensive. Trump also denied Iranian allegations that the U.S. has taken part. He had earlier said the U.S. had no role in Israel's attack and warned Tehran not to widen its retaliation to include U.S. targets. Trump has repeatedly said Iran could end the war by agreeing to tough restrictions on its nuclear program, which Iran says is for peaceful purposes, but Western countries say it could be used to make a bomb. The latest round of nuclear negotiations between Iran and the United States, due on Sunday, was scrapped after Tehran said it would not negotiate while under Israeli attack. In our sport, former Super Eagles captain and coach Sunday Olise has strongly opposed the continued appointment of foreign managers to lead the Nigerian national team, arguing that competent indigenous coaches are being unfairly overlooked. Olise maintained that Nigerians possess the technical capacity and pedigree to handle the Super Eagles and should be given the opportunity to do so. He noted this amid the ongoing tenure of French-born former Mali international Eric Chelle, who was appointed in January 2025 by the Nigerian Football Federation to take over from interim coach Augustin Eguavoen. Chelle has since gone unbeaten in his first 5 matches in charge, recording 3 wins and 2 draws, including Nigeria's 1-1 result against Russia in June. Despite this promising start, Olise questioned the long-term reliance on expatriates, warning that such appointments undermine local development and show a lack of trust in homegrown talent. And that is on News at 10. Just before we go, maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. Visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. You can also listen to Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM live on My Lagos app for timely updates. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration initiated the Lagos Employability Support Project to address the labor skill gap and unemployment problems? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, try the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State Government is set to commence enforcement of a technology-driven e-collapse system effective today due to mounting traffic pressure caused by the increasing volume of articulated trucks along the Lekki-Yetwe corridor. President Bola Tinubu has directed security chiefs to implement his earlier directive to bring lasting peace and security to Benue State. We also told you that United States President Donald Trump has warned Tehran not to strike any U.S. target just as he lauded Israel's offensive. And in sport, former Super Eagles captain and coach Sunday Olise has strongly opposed the continued appointment of foreign managers to lead the Nigerian national team, arguing that competent indigenous coaches are being unfairly overlooked. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That is the news broadcast compiled by Zainab Adibeshi. I am Dele Agadumo. Good morning and thank you for listening.